With the Korn Ferry Tour finals upon us and the regular season in the rear view, 25 players have now guaranteed their spot on the PGA Tour next season. But before we get to what happened in Portland, let's take a look back at some of the tournament results from the mid-season swing. Points leader Xinjiang Zhang capped off a dominant performance, winning by 5 at the Dormy Network Classic. Later in the season, at the Lincoln Land Championship, Zhang birdied the third hole of a sudden death playoff against Dylan Wu for his second win of the season. Former Oklahoma State standout Christopher Ventura broke through with his first professional victory at the Utah Championship. Less than a month later, Ventura fired a 16 under, holding off Andres Gonzalez and Chad Ramey at the Pinnacle Bank Championship. While wins can earn you a card, consistent play can also send you to the next level. We caught up with rookie Vince Whaley, who may find his way on tour without hoisting any hardware this season. Vince Whaley is young, easygoing, and trying to figure out how good he really is now that he's in the hunt for a PGA Tour card. The bar has always been set high, largely due to the competition he's grown up with.
We lived in West Palm Beach, Florida for like 2 years, and my parents literally just signed me up for a golf camp. And actually Brooks Koepka and Chase Koepka were in that golf camp. I just did that, fell in love with it, and then when I moved to Texas a couple years later, I just kind of kept it going. Grew up in McKinney, just north of Dallas. Played on a really good high school team. I had 4 guys turn pro on that team. I don't know how I kind of ended up at Georgia Tech. They were way too good to be recruiting me, to be honest with you. When I came in, we had the first qualifier. They were all amazing, and I shot even par for 6 rounds, and Anders Albertson beat me by 27 shots. I'll never forget it. Shot 27 under in 6 rounds, and I was like, I am so far out of my element here, like I don't have a chance.
Whaley quickly found his footing and earned all ACC honors in 2016 and 17 before deciding to turn pro.
All the Georgia Tech guys like Anders and Roberto, Castro, I keep up with all of them and they keep up with me, and just watching their success is amazing.
Looking up to Yellow Jackets on tour proved to be invaluable as Whaley set out as a Korn Ferry rookie.
We kind of went over like some courses and just how to prepare for some of these events. Where the hell are you going to hit a driver here?
Down the right center. Make bird, be up 5.
And all sorts of different stuff, and I feel like it's helped a lot because I kind of didn't know what I was doing.
Teammates' advice helped fuel him in the Bahamas at the Great Abaco Classic, where Whaley battled extreme elements to snag his best finish of the season.
He was blowing like 100 miles an hour all week, and it just worked out, made a lot of putts, and then had a chance to win on 18.
Heck of a round of golf today, though, for the young man.
I didn't think I'd have, a second place in my second event for sure, but I knew I was playing well, and I've kind of, all these guys told me good golf plays anywhere.
Great week for the Georgia Tech Yellow Jacket.
That feeling so contagious of being in contention with a chance to win.
To shake off the stress, the 24-year-old leaves the course after his rounds to get a break and shoot hoops.
It's closing in on basketball time, John. I play golf kind of how I play basketball. Like I like to just kind of look and shoot. Like I don't like to think too much. Chipotle for dinner tonight. Loser buys. Horse.
Deal.
All right.
Shoot it. Die.
All right, let's start over. I've always just said if I could trade my golf talents for another sport, I'd pick basketball. John, you know when I start to feel it.
That was a good segment there.
Oh, I picked up a guy. It's a celeb shot. Oh. Did you get that part where he said we're better than he thought we were gonna be? How did we not beat that guy?
Game over.
It's tough.
That's a tough way to lose.
Hang in there, man. We're 20th on the Korn Ferry points list right now. Basically just trying to see what happens. If we get it in the regular season, that's great, but if not, we'll get it in finals and just kind of figure it out from there.
I think it's great how much y'all are talking about how he's 20th on the money list with 2 events left. This is gonna toughen you up.
Yeah.
I love it. I mean, I can tell you for sure how to play that place. There's like 4 holes off the tee where you can push it down there or not. And those are the holes I would tell you about. That's it, pretty much.
You tell me to push it.
I would tell you not to on most of them.
Really?
Yeah, which is surprising. Usually I say send it with the driver, but I finished 24th on the money list last year.
Another yellow jacket from Georgia Tech.
I mean, literally came down in the last 2 or 3 holes for guys. So yeah, it's hugely important, but once you have it, they can't take it away from you for 11 months. So it's nice to get it. Vince is a good player. There's a lot of experience and there's a lot of intangibles, but at the end of the day, you have to be able to hit the shots and putt and really have the game.
I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I really want to get my card, obviously, and there's definitely some pressure, but it's a great position to be in. I'm excited.
Later, we head to Portland to highlight the 25. Stay tuned to see if Whaley can secure his spot. But first, we head to the Rockies, where you will see how TPC Colorado is best suited to prepare the players for the PGA Tour. This season, the Korn Ferry Tour made a stop in Colorado for the first time since 1997 in a setting that was hard to beat.
The state is too beautiful to not host a championship golf tournament.
Berthoud is just a quaint, cool little town, snuggled up here against the Front Range, real close to Denver. It's a neat community, and it's just starting to grow.
For the longest time, we had a population cap of about 5,000. And then with this, it's enhanced the property values around the area.
It's been really good for the downtown as a whole. Our new location where we're at today is 5 to 10 miles northwest of the course, but the town of Berthoud has seen a lot of influx in traffic. We estimated 25,000 new people in the town this week.
Berthoud is, up to this point, has been kind of a quiet town, maybe a farming town, and you can just see all around here there's a ton of residential and commercial growth that's popping up. It's going to be a great city.
Host course TPC Colorado at Heron Lakes stretches out to nearly 8,000 yards in a link-style setting. A tremendous test of golf in the shadows of the Rocky Mountains.
It's stuff like this that the tour really needs to do, I think, to kind of get us to the next level, play these courses, because this really resembles some of the courses out on Main Tour.
It's giving all the length that they can handle. There are individual holes here that are going to test all of their long clubs and test all of their shot-making abilities.
The rough inches off of the fairway and the greens is incredibly penalizing. It's nice not to have a birdie fest, but a course where you really have to strike your ball around the course.
When I first played Tuesday, it was like, gosh, there's bunkers everywhere, there's trouble everywhere, the greens are crazy. But as we've progressed and as we've played, I've kind of enjoyed it more and more.
I think this is a really good golf course to prep them for the PGA Tour.
TPC Colorado Championship broke Korn Ferry attendance records as an inaugural event, thanks in part to local resident David Duval. The former world #1 began his professional career on the Korn Ferry Tour over 25 years ago.
It's great. It does a lot of things for you. It makes you a full member out here. You gain a lot of experience of being under the gun, playing in these tournaments for when you do get out on the big tour.
Duval's success on the tour was an essential building block to his success on the PGA Tour, with 13 wins, including the Open Championship in 2001. The crowds were treated to a show, with Brett Coletta's hole-in-one on 16 and Nelson Ledesma's 7 under 65 on Thursday. Ledesma and Coletta would enter Sunday tied atop the leaderboard, but they would find themselves with some company as the day went on, as several players shot up the leaderboard in dramatic fashion during the final round. Strong rounds in the 60s by Dowie Vanderwalt and Harry Higgs jumped them into contention. Scott Harrington fired a birdie barrage on the first 9 en route to a final round 65. Marty Doe fired a final round 66 to finish tied for 7th with the help of a hole out on 17. In the end, Ledesma needed this 20-footer on 18 to capture his first win of the season.
La verdad que estaba un poquito más nervioso al principio, después en la mitad de la ronda también. Al final estaba un poquito más tranquilo. Cuando Brett me hizo verde el 17 nos pusimos iguales. Yo creo que ahí me relajé un poquito más, sabía que veníamos los dos iguales, así que lo tiré muy tranquilo.
Ledesma's win at TPC Colorado sent him soaring up the points list and secured his PGA Tour card. As a consolation prize, Brett Coletta's second-place finish pushed him from 66 to 25 in the rankings, putting him in prime position to grab his card with a strong finish to the season. Coming up, we take a deeper look at the story behind the 13th at TPC Colorado and why its length is only the beginning of its story. At the TPC Colorado Championship at Heron Lakes, players played the longest hole ever on tour.
I'll never play a hole like it again.
It's definitely not a cakewalk hole. It's a beast of a hole for sure.
The 13th is a formidable 773-yard par 5. But this hole has a sibling, a much older and wiser brother, born 466 years earlier and over 4,000 miles to the east. When the old course in St. Andrews was established in 1552, the 14th hole, fittingly named Long, was a 614-yard par 5 and tested not only players' accuracy, but power and endurance. But sheer distance wasn't the only thing that made the 14th famous, or rather, infamous. As Jack Nicklaus found out during the 1995 Open Championship, a bunker aptly named Hell Bunker has wreaked havoc on players for almost 5 centuries. Nicklaus survived, but not unscathed, carding a quintuple bogey for his efforts.
I'd say it was 4 3 putts and I went to hell. And that's where I got in all the trouble, was in Hell Bunker.
Course designer Arthur Schapeder used the 14th hole as inspiration for the 13th at TPC Colorado. With the 14th at the old course named Long, the 13th at TPC Colorado was to be named Longer Still. Stretching an additional 159 yards, the 773-yard hole was designed to be a proper 3-shot par 5, to challenge the new breed of long hitters, and making low scores anything but guaranteed.
The idea was Longer Still is going to require them to throttle up on the second shot to get across our version of Hell Bunker. Well, our Hell Bunker is about 100 yards long, and we've got 3 deep bays here that are about 9 feet deep. If you get up against those stacked sod walls, you're going to be going backwards for sideways probably.
Laying up isn't necessarily the easy route either, as they will be met with a 200-yard approach shot to the green, guarded by another pot bunker on the right and a steep slope on the left.
At this point, this one is probably more challenging only because of where it falls, because of the length of the golf hole, and it's requiring them to play a 3-wood or a hybrid or a very long iron to get across it. Always a tribute to the original. And the original vision for Long is it's one of the great golf holes in the world.
When we return, we catch up with Mark Hubbard, see why Rolling Hills Country Club is the course that built him. And later, Portland's dramatic finish reveals stories of agony and ecstasy.
I'm Mark Hubbard, and this is the course that built me. I grew up playing here at Rolling Hills. We lived probably 15, 20 minutes away in the mountains, kind of just on the other side of that Table Mesa over there. Both my parents played, and they actually have some funny stories about the first times they took me out here. They literally had me as a newborn, riding in the cart in this back carriage back here. It's always been special to me. I think it's shaped a lot the way I play the game. There's so much slope on this course, difficult shots, learning how to use slopes, learning how to control your trajectory, all those things that I think are my personal strengths all come from growing up here and playing this course. Perfect.
Where'd it go?
Right down the middle. Man, this course is in perfect shape, as usual. It's made me a better putter growing up here, just being able to kind of read a lot of break and putt really fast greens. This is number 14. It's one of my favorite holes on the course, especially now that they've redone the clubhouse. Got a beautiful view of the Table Mesa and a really cool tee shot. You kind of got to thread it through these trees and over the water. This green is really sloped from back to front, so I'm going to try and take some spin off. So by taking a little more club and swinging a little easier, it's not going to spin as much, so I'm not going to suck it back off the green. I might go in. We'll see. It's gonna be close. Told you guys this is gonna be close. I had to take a peek at going in. Oof, even I can make that. All right, I'm gonna show you guys this brand new putting style that I've been working on. So you're gonna walk into it like you're hitting a normal putt. Right when you think it's all about the snail. First year I ever played the Waste Management on 16, the stadium hole in the practice round. I got up, full routine, total focus, and hit it 2 feet. The gallery had no idea what to do. They didn't know I did it on purpose at all. It was just murmurs across the crowd, oh no, you must have been so nervous. It was awesome. Me and my mom played all the time. We were playing this hole. I was probably only 10 or 11 years old, and it just starts hammering down lightning and rain, and we're terrified. So my mom, rather than trying to seek shelter somewhere, is so petrified that we actually grab our bags, walk out that gate, and we hitchhiked back to the clubhouse. Should be good. Down the right side, it'll give me a good angle at that back left pin. So pretty decent shot in here, pin high. Got a good look at birdie again. Buckets. Another birdie, feeling good. Great to be back home. So this is number 17, great little par 3. Pretty cool story on this hole. My dad, he's been playing golf for forever. Never had a hole-in-one. He gets his first hole-in-one on number 5 or 6, and I'm playing with him. Everybody who's in the hole-in-one club chips in $10 or something like that as the fee, whatever, so he gets all that money in pro shop credit. So he goes and he buys a 7-wood. 3 or 4 days later, we're playing this hole, and he has another hole-in-one with the 7-wood he got from the first hole-in-one. I will say though, it wasn't his best shot ever. Remember, he landed it just over that bunker, rolled up, went in like a putt. '18, closing par 5, great risk reward hole. We got a creek 250 yards out. Back in the day, growing up here at junior golf, I couldn't get over it, so this was a really long hole for me. So that reminds me of a putt I made. I was probably about 14 years old, about similar length, similar break. It was the first time I ever broke 70. I needed to birdie this hole. Gave me confidence that, hey, maybe I could do this for a living. To be able to do it out here was pretty special.
Welcome to North Plains, Oregon. Time running out for players looking to secure a PGA Tour card for the upcoming season.
The final event of the regular season did not disappoint, as 25 PGA Tour cards were rewarded to the top 25 players in the points standings, with plenty of drama from start to finish. Marty Doe shot a 6 under 65 in the starting round, but fell apart in round 2, firing a 75. Brett Coletta and Chris Baker also could not find their rhythm in Portland and missed the cut. All 3 were pushed out of the 25 and will have to fight for berth in the upcoming finals. Robbie Shelton is safely in the 25 as a result of 2 wins this season. His momentum continued in round 1 as he flirted with 59 and eventually tied the tournament record with a 10 under 61.
It's actually pretty easy today. I never thought about the 59, but coming down 18, I knew I could get it to 10 under.
Local Scott Harrington's Sunday round resulted in a second-place finish, which shot him up the points list from 38 to 19th. A culmination of an emotional roller coaster of a season.
His wife battled cancer twice for the past 2 years.
I just love her so much, and to do it for her and everything she's been through, I just can't put it into words.
Bo Hoag is another player who began the tournament outside of the 25, but with a win at the Winco Foods Portland Open, he went from 31 to 7 on the points list.
Bo Hoag's going to the PGA Tour for the first time.
Getting inside the top 75 moves the players to the finals. Vince India was in position to do just that.
He chips in for birdie, he would move to 39th. Par would keep him right where he is for the time being, a bogey all the way down to 81st.
Yeah, this is a career-defining moment. Go all the way back from Korn Ferry finals to the mini tours in one poorly played hole.
A costly double bogey on the 72nd hole knocked him out. He will be returning to Q School.
I just did my best.
We appreciate you talking to us.
The final tournament of the regular season provided all the drama golf fans could want. Some players will return to the biggest stage, and more than half will enter for the first time. Oh yeah, and remember this guy? He snagged the 25th spot by 42 points. 25 are secure, 25 more to give out. We'll have that for you the next time on Quest for the Card.